Christopher Brewer walked into a treatment to save his life. 6 years later, his mother is still waiting for a body. Christopher is 31 years old. Friends and family called him Dew Man. He lived on State Line Road in Kentwood, Louisiana, a small town so close to the Mississippi border you could walk across state lines in 20 minutes. He had red hair, green eyes, and a body covered in tattoos that told his whole story without a single word. A bird inked across his face, a spider web on the back of his head with his daughter's name, Jalen, woven into it, on his chest, ride or die for my family. He was also fighting a drug addiction, and in February of 2020, he made a decision that should have saved his life. Instead, it's the last thing his family is sure happened to him. On February 20th of 2020, Christopher checked himself into the Giving Hope Retreat Center in Lacombe, Louisiana, a facility connected to the Tangipahoa Hope Parish Sheriff's Office Operation Angel program. It's a program built for exactly this: addicts who want help and a law enforcement agency willing to get them into treatment instead of a cell. That was the last time his family saw him. The next day, February 21st, Christopher walked out of that facility. He didn't disappear immediately. Over the following weeks, he was spotted moving through the Boulevard and Wilmer areas. He was seen on Oilfield Road, east of Amy, and then on March 14th, 2020, he was seen on State Line Road in Kentwood. That is the last confirmed sighting of Christopher Brewer, anywhere by anyone. Here's where this case turns from a missed check-in into something far more disturbing. Christopher was not reported missing on March 15th. He wasn't reported missing that week or that month. He was not reported missing until May 11th of 2020, nearly 2 months after anyone had seen him. 2 months in a case like this, that gap is everything. Evidence degrades, memories fade. Anyone who might have seen something on State Line Road in mid-March has had 60 days to forget a face, forget a truck, forget a detail that could have cracked this case open in its first week. Because of Brewer's addiction and his transient movement in the weeks before, family members may have assumed he was simply on another walkabout. One more disappearance in a pattern they'd seen before, but this time, he did not come back. The Tangipahoa Parish Sheriff's Office took over the case. Christopher was entered into Louisiana's Missing Repository and later into NamUs, the National Missing and Unidentified Persons System, as case MP 70173. But according to investigators, few details are available in his case. That phrase alone should concern you. 6 years after a grown man vanished from a rural stretch of road in Louisiana, the public record on his disappearance remains almost bare. No confirmed vehicle, no named person of interest, no forensic recovery, just a name, a date, and a road. In May of 2025, 5 years after Christopher vanished, his mother, Tracy Brewer, did something families in these cases like this often wait far too long to do. She went public. Tracy announced a $10,000 reward for information leading to her son being found dead or alive. The Tangipahoa Parish Sheriff's Office renewed his public appeal alongside her, releasing his description again: 5'6", between 140 and 165 pounds, green eyes, red hair, and those unmistakable tattoos. Tracy Brewer has now spent half a decade not knowing where her son is, not knowing if he's alive on the streets somewhere, still fighting the addiction that sent him into the treatment in the first place, or if the answer is buried somewhere off State Line Road, waiting for one person to finally say something. This is not a case with a dramatic crime scene or a viral news cycle. There is no discovered body, no body cam footage, no arrest, and that is exactly why it's dangerous to ignore. Christopher is one of the tens of thousands of Americans who disappear from the exact margins society stops watching. Men and women fighting addiction, moving between towns, sleeping in places that don't ask questions. Cases like his don't trend. They don't get task force. They get one detective, one file, and a mother who refuses to let the case go cold in her own mind, even if it's gone cold everywhere else. As of today, Christopher Brewer remains classified as an endangered missing person. The investigation is active, the reward is active, and Tangipahoa Hope Parish Sheriff's Office is still asking anyone with information, no matter how small, no matter how old, to come forward. If you were in Kentwood, Amy Boulevard, Wilmer, or Lacombe in the spring of 2020, if you saw a man matching this description, if you know something you've been sitting on for 6 years, that information could be the difference between a family finally getting an answer and a case that stays unsolved forever. Christopher Brewer walked into a treatment center trying to save his own life. What happened after he walked out is still unknown. His mother is still waiting.